Another area that does also come to mind is around motor skills. So we need strong core muscles. They're not just for things like sport or running around. They help kids to be able to sit up straight. I'm probably not demonstrating it very well today, but sit up straight for learning, for writing, and for group time as well.
Yeah.
If your child tends to slouch, so lots of things like this, I have to keep myself from doing this sometimes, leaning on furniture, or even sometimes struggling to sit still, you're getting lots of this moving up and around, rolling on the floor. It might be a sign that they do need a little bit more practice or development of that core strength there. And simple activities like crawling games, balancing on one foot, or even, wheelbarrow walks are a really playful way to help build these muscles up. It's all about giving them, particularly for motor skills, helping to build that physical confidence that they need to be able to do things like sit and focus in class. Because when you picture a classroom, you often picture kids or students sitting down at chairs or sitting down at the floor. And if that's something that they're finding really tricky, anything else that we try and add on top, like load, whether that's something like writing or listening or, recalling information, is going to be, tricky for them, because all of that brain space is sort of used up on being able to keep my body in that upright position.
I think that's a great point. And when we think about language, being able to use language to explain things, understand language, it is like a higher order skill. If those bottom skills aren't working, if a child's, like you said, not able to sit on the carpet, or as spending a lot of their energy to sit up on the carpet, that energy can't go to listening and learning.
Absolutely. The third area as well, often that I think about in terms of prep readiness and kindy readiness, sits in that self-care domain. So 2 areas in particular: feeding and also toileting. So quite often schools expect kids to be independent in toileting, and what that looks like is being able to recognize the feeling of needing to go to the toilet, making a request to go, completing the sequence, so going to the toilet, and being able to then transition back to the classroom. Where sometimes we notice kids have a little bit of challenge with is around sometimes those routines and those sensory preferences, which is something that OTs do support with quite frequently. I know in my caseload day to day, I have quite a few toileting kiddos that we're working with. At home though, what we can help to do to practice is practicing the full routine. So even though if we have our child who isn't quite ready to be doing wheeze or poos in the toilet, they're not quite recognizing yet, we can still practice that toileting routine. So if we do know that we have, whether it's had an accident or we've done a wee or a poo in our nappy or pull up, still transitioning to the bathroom or the toilet, practicing sitting on the toilet. Can they get up on the toilet by themselves? Can they perform the act of wiping or perineal hygiene? Can they, flush the toilet, or remember to flush the toilet to then transition to washing our hands? Can we still do the skills like pulling up or navigating clothing, so pulling up or pulling down clothes? Because while it's not, the action of toileting, all of those skills are still really important to be able to complete the full toileting sequence and routine.